We're going to make some molasses spice Mostaccioli cookies today. These cookies are really good Italian Christmas cookies, but you can make them any time of the year. You can make them for bridal showers, you can make them for birthday parties. They're delicious, so you can make them anytime. Okay, so for the recipe, I've already put in, all the ingredients are mixed by hand, but if you wanted to have a lighter cookie, one can use an electric mixer to beat the eggs and cream the sugar and fat and molasses together. I'm going to do the traditional way and beat it with a fork. So we're going to mix all the wet ingredients first, and I've already added 2 eggs in here, and as well as half a cup of molasses and a 1/4 cup of milk. And we're just gonna mix that in a little bit. Now you may need more milk because the recipe calls for either a 1/4 cup to a half a cup of milk. So we may need to add more milk after, but we'll see. We'll see how wet the dough is. Now to it, I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to add our sugar, and I'm using a 1/4 cup of sugar. And you can use half a cup of oil or shortening. I myself am going to use the shortening. So this is half a cup. And I'm using my hands to make it easier. Of course, my hands are washed. Okay, for our dry ingredients, we're going to get a separate bowl, and we're going to put 3 cups of flour, and this is just all-purpose flour. And to that, we're going to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. And in this bowl, I have an 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of cloves, and an 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. And we're going to put that in here. And we're going to add, actually the orange zest. You can either add it to the dry or the wet ingredients. I think I'm going to first stir this up a little bit. We'll add it to here. The recipe says to add it in here, so we'll just add it in there. Okay. Now we're going to add our dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. to let it rest for about 20 minutes in the refrigerator. The dough is rested in the fridge for about 20 minutes, so we're ready to make our cookies now. So we want to roll the dough about 1/3 of an inch thick. These cookies will rise a little bit. I'm going to put them on a baking tray lined with parchment paper. You can grease your baking sheet if you like, but I like using parchment paper. Cookies out of the oven. I just place them on cooling racks with some wax paper underneath and let the cookie cool before we are going to put the icing on it. Okay, we're going to make the icing for those Mostaccioli cookies, and what I do is I put 8 ounces, which is 1 cup, of icing sugar, and to that I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, and 1.5 tablespoons of milk. Now you may have to add more milk, or you may have to add more icing sugar. We'll see what the consistency looks like. Add a little bit more milk. Let's add another tablespoon of milk. This is a really delicious, easy to make recipe, a favorite at Christmas time. The cookies have a really nice taste to them. Really good. It's the icing that makes the cookies sweet. The cookies are more bland without the icing, but when you put the sweet icing, it gets a really nice flavor. You can really taste the cinnamon and the other spices. Very good. Give it a try and let me know what you think.